We are limited.
Yeah.
A lot is expected, but our resources, our sources, they are limited. So, mwanaume tu anapatwa tu ni pressure tu zake.
Hold that thought. This is how we start the month of love. We start with you.
With a hug.
To every other man.
Oh, thank you.
You get a hug.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Spreading the love to all men.
Yeah,
we deserve a hug.
Yeah, you do.
We deserve a hug. Now, unaambia when the gallery, hug uko, hug all the men who are working today. It's a challenge for you.
Yes,
you hug all the men who are working today because this month of love, you also want to spread love to those men who are going through a lot. Yeah. We saw a young man, a young entrepreneur, of course being criticized. We really don't know the details of what has been happening, Caliph Cairo. Yeah. But you could tell that man was going through a lot.
You don't even have
day
to be
in,
told.
day out, getting in and out of court. And social media was also on him, on his case. Bro, you are busy showing us kule sijui wapi na demu yako. You know, today I saw a very sad situation that happened to one comedian, one of the most celebrated comedians, DStv. He's gotten into a situation where he had to be admitted into a mental health facility.
But do you feel like it is much about, are you hard? And if you hard, sometimes it's also very difficult for a man to speak out. So as much as we say we're going to show love, as men, it is about time you learn how to speak out.
But do you know why we don't speak out?
Okay.
It's because we fear getting judged. You know, we end up getting into alcoholism. You know, we get into so much debt. Men nowadays want to impress the society. So I don't know, but I kind of feel for every man who is going through a situation right now, it is hard to be a man.
It is hard to
It is hard to be a man. But we also want to remind them, this too shall pass. Romans.
Yes. You have said it.
I've said it.
Yes. Pass.
But also it's about time we speak out, especially to the boy child community. And I want to appreciate one member of parliament, Elijah Kururia, the man who was being bashed left, right, and center the other day because he was alikuwa anapimana weight na Gen Zs. Today he came through for DStv. He is doing 1 million challenge for DStv.
And I saw
those are the men that we need in the society. You know, being a member of parliament, he's a leader, and of course he feels that the boy child needs to be appreciated. And you don't hit a man when he's on the ground.
Don't.
You raise his hand, you hold him, unamuinua.
But still, it's the only time as men we learned from what is happening, from the likes of Akina Caliph.
Yes.
Because sometimes you don't have to show everything that you're doing to everyone.
This is how I feel, and this is my thinking. As a man, you feel for the society to appreciate exactly what you're doing, you have to speak it out. But you have nothing to prove to anyone.
Sure.
You only have you to prove to yourself, you got this, you're doing it. A step at a time, a day at a time, an effort at a time.
Yes, but also let me
Don't
ask,
break your back.
Are the traditional roles of men being changed? Because we're expected to do so much, so much, whereas we know the real roles of men.
There is the real roles of a man. It's true, but is it written, is it cast on a stone?
No.
That if I'm your partner, I cannot help out. It is not cast on stone.
Sure.
Honestly, it is not. But at the same time, you only have to talk to that person, the significant person in your life. Because what you do, you treat the significant other as a pet. Because one, you care for their feelings, you don't want to break their hearts. But it's true, you're going through a hard time. So what do? You break your back, you get into debt, you get into drinking. Does it help? No, it just wasn't the whole situation. So you break exactly what you had going, and it was a good thing. But you didn't make an effort of knowing whether this was a good thing. You didn't put it to test. So learn how to put things to test. Learn to give it time. Learn not to prove it to society.
Learn not to prove it to the society.
Yes.
That's my take home.
Yes.
And you know what? Learn not to prove it to the social media society.
Exactly.
Because they'll come for you and the streets, the social media streets, nakwambia zinakuanga mbaya.
They're tough.
When they decide to rain on you, hauwezi hata jificha chini ya kitanda.
What happens is,
Yes.
The significance of love, the magnitude of love you get on social media is equivalent to the magnitude of hate you get, because you cannot fulfill the society. We see what we love, we see what we hate, and you cannot control it.
Wow.
Make peace.
You need to be a therapist.
I know, I should.
The way you're speaking for men,
Yeah.
wow.
It's
This
true.
is super impressive. And to our viewers out there, what's your take about today's role of a man? Yeah? What's your take about this whole situation of being a man? Is being a man too hard? I can tell you for sure, being a man, it's not easy, but we're gonna keep riding in this journey that we call life. It's not easy, but we need a brother to hold our hands. Meanwhile, Romes, I want you to play that song by Dax and Darius.